Hey, what's up guys? Ryan here from ExtremeTerrain, and today I'm here with the RedRock 4x4 3-inch round curve side step bars in gloss black, fitting your 2018 and up two-door Wrangler JL. That's for those of you Jeep owners that are looking for a very affordable and easy to install option to add to your Wrangler. It's going to give you a little bit of some side protection. Now, options like this in the aftermarket are going to range anywhere from around $90 all the way up to over $400. RedRock makes some of the most affordable options in the aftermarket, and these just happen to be one of those, coming in right around $100. Now, these are a very easy to install option, and they are a direct bolt-on. They mount directly to your Jeep utilizing factory mounting points, so there's no drilling or modification required to get these installed. I'm going to give them a very easy 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, as you can get both of these installed in about 2 hours just using basic hand tools. Now, these side steps are a great upgrade for any Jeep owner that's looking to gain some ease of access to their Wrangler and, like I said, a little bit of additional side protection. Now, you stock guys may not have a huge issue hopping up into your Wrangler or reaching any cargo that you may have stored up top, but for those of you that are modified, lifted, and have larger tires, this is going to make it a whole lot easier to get up in there. Now, these side steps are made from 3-inch tubular steel and have heavy-duty steel brackets to hold them onto the Wrangler. It's not only going to add to that aggressive styling, but of course it's going to keep that steel corrosion-free and protected from the elements. These have a very nice built-in step pad that's going to give you very sure footing when you're stepping up on them, making sure that you don't slip off, and like I said, they're an easy bolt-on. It's a great way to change up the appearance of your Wrangler, add some functionality and some side protection. Now, of course, these are side steps. They're not going to be rock sliders. They're not going to give you protection like rock sliders will, but they are going to function and provide a little bit of side protection. One of the nice benefits of these over a drop step, you're not going to have that step hanging down very far. This is going to allow you to get a little further into the woods. It's not going to get caught up as much. Now, these do have brackets that do hang down a little bit, and that's something you want to keep in mind when you're on the trails, is they could get caught on anything such as a root or a rock. Another benefit of these is they are going to add a little bit of protection from anything that your tires may kick up and keep that from damaging your body. Now, overall, if you're not looking for a rock slider, if you're looking for a very affordable option, maybe you're on a budget, maybe you're not trying to spend that much money on this. Now, these are great for the budget-minded enthusiast. Maybe you are on a budget, maybe you're not trying to spend that much. And overall, I think if you're looking for a solid set of steps that's very affordable, very easy to install, and you're not looking for any rock sliders or anything like that, this is a great option to go with. Now, with that being said, let's hop into our install. Tools we use for this install: 3/8 drive impact, 10mm socket, 13mm socket, 17mm socket, 1/4 inch drive ratchet, 16mm wrench, and a 10mm wrench. Alright guys, before we kick off this installation, there is one thing that I'd like to mention. If you do have factory side step, ruby rails, or even aftermarket side steps for that matter, of course you'll need to remove that. All that factory stuff is relatively easy to get off. It's just held on with a few nuts and bolts. And you can get all of this done with a 13 and a 10mm socket. Now, before we actually install our side step, we do have some brackets to mount. The nice thing about this is we only have 2 mounts to install per side, unlike those 4-door guys that have 3 mounts. Now, these are going to come with brand new brackets and brand new hardware. These are very easy to install, and the nice thing is all of these brackets are labeled. So we're working on the driver's side. We're going to have a DF for driver's front, and we're going to have a DC for driver's center, and that's going to be the rear. Same thing goes for the passenger side. You're going to have a PF and a PC. So I'm going to grab my creeper, some hardware, and we'll get these brackets installed. Alright, so now that we're under the Jeep, you can see exactly where we're going to mount these. We're going to start at the front. Since we're starting at the front, we're going to take our DF bracket, driver's front, and this is going to be this long bracket with a curved end. So this curved end is actually going to bolt this step, so we're going to face that out. You're going to have this one slotted end right here. That's going to go up into this pre-drilled threaded hole in the body. So we're going to take our long M8 bolt that they give us. We're going to put a lock washer against the bolt head and then a large flat washer. Then we'll go ahead and install this bracket to the body. So we'll be able to thread this bolt just hand tight up into there. Then we'll swing this bracket around and we'll get our secondary bracket installed. So next we're going to take our pinch weld bracket. This is going to be the same thing, marked DF. You're going to have 2 slotted holes right here, and this is going to face the inside of the pinch weld. And this other hole right here is going to hang down. We're actually going to bolt these 2 brackets together in just a second. We're going to take these M6 bolts that they give us. These are going to be the long skinny ones. Each one's going to get a flat washer. We're going to go through the outside to the inside, then we'll do another flat washer on the inside and then a tiny nylock nut. Same thing for the other bolt. Flat washer on the bolt head, flat washer on the back. Once you go through both pieces of metal, and a nylock nut. Now we're going to bolt the two brackets together. Now to bolt the two brackets together, we're going to use the largest bolt they give us. This is the M10 bolt that they give us. Each one of those is going to get a flat washer on there. And we're going to pass it through both brackets, another flat washer, and then this nylock nut. So now that we have the front all squared away, we're going to leave that loose for now. We're going to go to the back and work on that. Do the same thing. We're going to start with that large bracket that goes up through the body. We're going to use that M8 bolt with a lock washer and a flat washer. We'll get that threaded and in place, and we'll get our secondary bracket on. So now your secondary bracket is going to be marked the same thing, DC. This is going to have an offset to it, and we're actually going to face this offset towards the front of the vehicle. And then we'll line up these pinch welds. So it's going to go on the back side of the front bracket. Offset's going to face the front. And we're going to do these pinch weld bolts first. So skinny M6 hardware. Flat washer on the bolt head, through both of the body, through both of the pieces of metal. Flat washer on the back side, and then a tiny nylock nut. So we'll get both of those squared away, and then we'll do that large connecting bolt. Next, we're going to bolt these two brackets together. Same thing, that large M10 bolt. Flat washer up against the bolt head. We're going to go through both brackets. Flat washer on the back side, and then large nylock nut. Now you can see we have a lot of play in these brackets. If you want to snug them up right now, you can. However, we're going to leave everything loose. We're going to go grab our step, get our step installed, and then we'll tighten everything up. So we're going to grab our side step. We're going to lay this on. Now it's only going to fit on one side. You're going to have a little bit more length on the back side of this driver's side. And of course our nutserts on the bottom are going to be a little offset. That way this step is going to be nice and level when we get it bolted down. So we're going to crawl underneath and get our hardware installed. Now to bolt the steps to these brackets, we're going to be using shorter M6 hardware, and you're going to notice that this hardware has a lock washer and a flat washer that's captured on it. So each one of these brackets is going to get two of these bolts. We're going to thread these in by hand. Then we'll get the back set of bolts threaded in, and then we'll go around and tighten everything up. So at this point in time, we're going to go around and tighten everything up. Now, of course, you're going to have a ton of adjustment and play in these brackets, so you want to position these steps exactly where you want them. You can see that this large bracket right here has a ton of movement in and out. So we're going to set this about in the middle, and we're going to take a 13mm socket, and we're going to start with tightening that bolt up through the floor. Once you do that, next I'm going to tighten up this pinch weld bracket. The same thing, this is going to have a ton of up and down play, so you want to adjust that, get it where you want it, and then tighten it up. We're going to use a 10mm wrench on the bolt head, 10mm socket on the nut. Now next we're going to tighten up this bolt in between these two brackets. So you're going to need a 16mm and a 17mm. Then we can switch back to our 13 and we can tighten up the bolts and the steps. Okay, so we're going to go up to the front. We're going to start tightening those brackets. Same thing, we're going to start with that floor bolt. And we'll do our pinch weld bolts. Just two 10s, two 10mm. We're going to switch to our 17mm socket. Grab our 16mm wrench. We'll tighten up this bridging bolt. Connecting. And we'll throw our 13mm socket back on, tighten up these step bolts. However, that's going to wrap up my review and install. For more videos and products like this, check us out at ExtremeTerrain.com.